We are here down in Foycon with the best dressed man in the building.
He is, isn't he?
Will fucking Fleury. Woo!
What's up, motherfuckers?
Jeez,
How y'all doing?
the girls are happy to see you.
Can't believe it. First time in my life.
Woo! Go, Will. Will, how you doing?
Yeah, great, man. It's unbelievable to be here.
Well, you're probably one of the few people who are guests down here who are familiar with the area. You've lived down here for a while, didn't you?
Yeah, lived in Cork for 9 years. Loved the place. Got kicked out of school in Dublin. Had to come down and finish off my school here. Stayed for college. Played a bit of rugby down here. When college finished up then, moved over to London for about 2 years. Came back to here. Lived here for about another year after that then. Always loved Cork City, man.
Yeah. You never stay in the one place too long, do you?
No. Well, look, I've been based in Dublin now for nearly 4 years, so we'll see how that all works out in the end, but I'm happy to be there for the moment.
And what's your favourite thing about Cork?
The people. Genuinely.
People?
Yeah, people are bang on, and there's just a bit of crack everywhere you go, and people are very open. You sit in a hairdresser, by the time you're finished getting your haircut, you're chatting to everybody in there. It's just a social place. It's a cool place.
Yeah. It is a lovely spot, actually, to be honest, yeah. Yeah, and we are down here at Foycon. This is a great day out. Everyone, thanks a million for coming over, having a look. Will is fresh off his win after Bellator Dublin there recently. How are you feeling after that big win?
Yeah, obviously it's great to get back to winning. It was a good fight. I thought he was a tougher opponent than he was kind of given credit for, and he was a big, strong lad. I was very happy with the way I put him away in the first round. He's never been finished in the first round before. Yeah. He's the type of guy who comes in, gives the talks and gasses. I got rid of him before he fully gassed, so I was proud of that. But that buzz dies off quick, man. You know, I had that fight last week. The buzz is gone after 3 days. You need the new thing now. So it's about getting that next thing lined up, and that's kind of what I'm eager to do now.
Do you think that's really important for you to always have what's next, you know?
Yeah, if you're not building towards something, you're fading away. So you're either progressing or regressing. And I'm now in that state of I don't have a purpose anymore. What am I getting up for in the morning? And I need something. So I want to get that next fight lined up as soon as possible.
Yeah, we just heard today that Bellator is coming back to Dublin in October. Don't know if I was meant to announce that, but I'll blame Ross. But is that the next event you're planning and looking forward to, or do you want to get something in between?
No, I'd love to get something in between. To be honest, man, I'd be very disappointed if I don't get something in between. So I'm looking at that May card in London. That'd be a nice one. It's nice timing-wise and everything. Yeah. If not there, I have the visa. I want to go to America as well. I want to get my name out over there. But the main thing is continuous progression now. You know, it's about keeping that momentum going and keep ramping it up. So.
The middleweight division in Bellator at the moment is quite interesting, especially with Lima stepping up to fight Mousasi for the vacant belt.
I think that's a bad idea, to be honest. I don't think they need a guy. What we need to do is actually promote our own middleweights more. They have a couple of very good middleweights. Costas Vincinas, a quality fighter. They have your man John Salter over. He should be fighting for that belt. They should be promoting the guys that have been there for a while, who've been doing good work. Getting Lima up for the title, it's okay, what if he wins now? Now you've diminished your own champion, and you have a guy who's holding 2 belts who's not going to be able to defend them.
Yeah. I thought that was an interesting decision to do anyway.
I thought it was sort of out of the blue, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was like, no one went, you know what would be great if Lima fought Mousasi. And I thought maybe that they might actually just be like, you know what, Mousasi will fight, I don't know, Logan Storley or someone for the belt. I was expecting something more along those lines, but it was very strange that they were like, right, we'll have another champ, because they already have Pitbull, and to have 2 champs means you have 2 fellas with 4 belts, and it's sort of it's a sexy looking thing on the poster, but it's not actually that great as an organisation to have.
Is it that significant anymore? There are so many champs now. It's kind of lost its glare a bit, and all it's doing is clogging up divisions, and you have these divisions on hold while a guy has to go down and defend a belt in another division. So I think sooner or later, hopefully, they realise it's actually going to hurt them more than it's going to help promotionally. And even at that, look at guys at the top of that Bellator division. They're being held up now. The whole thing is kind of just slowing down. I'd love a middleweight tournament. I think that'd be a fantastic idea.
Apart from yourself, who do you think the top middleweights in Bellator are?
John Salter's up there. Costas Vincinas is up there. Mousasi's obviously doing well. Hopefully Lovato Jr. can get himself sorted out medically and get clearance for that brain issue he has. He's I thought he was fantastic in that fight. And even that style, that really high level jiu-jitsu, it'd be very interesting to see how he can do with that long term. Yeah. I think he kind of shocked Gegard in that fight. It looked like Gegard wasn't quite prepared. You know, he came back throughout the fight, was like, oh shit, I'm in a tough fight now. I would have loved to have seen that rematch. I think it would have been really interesting. But I'd like to see him fight high level guys again and just see how that jiu-jitsu style can do.
Gegard's quite an interesting character, really. Especially, he has very similar mannerisms to Gunnar Nelson. And just when you see him, sometimes it's in the 5th round, and you're like, bit of urgency now. And he just looks so like chill, and like he looks like he almost doesn't care.
Yeah.
No, he looks like he doesn't give a fuck, and he seems like a boring enough guy, to be honest. As in, look, it's okay not to go out and fucking try to be a wannabe gangster, but have something about yourself that's promotable, like. Whereas he's like the anti-promotional person, like. It's like anything that could be interesting about me, I'm going to make fucking boring.
He did sort of like call out a few people before he finished his contract with the UFC.
And then he got caught.
He is really sort of like an anomaly, really, and like as Barry said before, his record's like a phone number. You know what I mean? He's fought so many times. He has over 50 fights.
From Mark Hunt as well.
And he's an unbelievable fighter. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to shit on him as a fighter. He's an amazing fighter, and I think he deserves a lot more respect than he gets. But as a personality, Jesus Christ, how can you be so fucking bland? Like, you know, you gotta put something out there that people are gonna buy into. And like every time I try and get behind that guy, he just bores the fuck out of me.
Speaking of that, now, like obviously yourself, like obviously you're Irish. Do you think that like really helps you now in the MMA scene as well?
Yeah, it's huge. Like, look, I said this in an interview recently. We get behind our own better than anyone else, and everyone shies on about being Irish and how it's amazing to be Irish. I feel very grateful for the fact that I was just born on this island, and it's luck more than anything. But because we are a culture that support our own athletes in every fucking sport. Like, look at soccer, look at rugby. We have a shy soccer team. We still get behind them as much as possible. And, like, that's our attitude, and it's a great attitude. And
that's very harsh on Paul McShane. He was a legend.
But, like, you know, I want to be somebody that people, like, I want people to be proud of the fact that I represent Ireland. Yeah. And, like, it's great to have this support. I feel like I have to justify the sport in a way.
I think it also plays into your favour that, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's another middleweight from Ireland who's making any noise, which like really makes that division yours.
Yeah, which is a pity in a way, because I'd literally like that big domestic fight where I could beat somebody and I'd be like, oh shit, he's the best guy in Ireland. Yeah. It's kind of like I've gone as the best guy in Ireland on challenge nearly. Yeah. And I wish there was, like, Colin McClurkin I thought was a very good fighter. I beat him in my second fight. But because we happened so early in our careers, I kind of think he probably would have went 3 or 4-0. I probably would have went 3 or 4-0. We could have fought then. That would have been a much bigger fight domestically. It would have kind of sealed who the best guy is. Yeah, it's a pity. Like, I kind of see that not as like a great thing, like, oh, I'm the best middleweight in Ireland. I'm like, I wish there was a guy out there to put it up to me, like.
With that, is it hard to find training partners of your own size, just due to the fact there isn't a lot of light heavyweights or heavyweights in Ireland either? There's
more now. Carl Moore's coming down, and it's great to have him down. John Phillips has been over for a little while, and even like we have a load of Eastern European guys in the gym who are big, bulky lads, and they're good wrestlers. And thankfully, man, SBG is like a hub of talent in Europe. You know what I mean? It's become that place now where everybody wants to go to train. So we get guys coming back for a week or two here and there, and like I'm lucky. Like, I probably have about 10, 12 high-level training partners, which is more than most guys around Europe. You know, even like guys come over for a week or two and they're like, wow, there's a lot of bigger guys here. It's not consistent. There's like, Carl isn't always there, John Phillips isn't always there. I'm probably the only like full-time in-house big guy. Yeah. But I'm glad to have so many guys who are coming through the doors all the time.
And would you ever consider going anywhere else and doing a bit of training, like abroad, just to get new looks, or? Yeah,
I'm always trying to learn, man. And wherever I can go to learn, I'll go. So, like, I trained down in South Africa when I did the reality show in a gym called Fight Fit Malaysia under Richie Kwan. He was an amazing coach, man. You know, just a really different outlook to John. Yeah. And, like, both their class outlooks, but, like, I think Richie kind of focuses much more on you as, like, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, and he nearly has a plan for you every day. Yeah. I kind of liked that structure short term. So I'd love to go back there and train again. Even like Norbert after the fight wanted me to come over to London Shoot again and train there a bit. I'm open to it. Like, look, I'm open to going anywhere as long as I can expand my skill set by going there.
Who's the best person you've ever trained with?
MVP, genuinely. Yeah. I'm not saying that just because he's here, but like, he's the most different that I've ever trained with. Like, he's a completely different athlete to anybody else that I've got to lay hands on, or, you know, even like got in a cage with. He moves so differently, the range is so different. It's a very tricky puzzle to figure out, and I never quite figured it out. Like,
yeah, what exactly did you learn off him and like try and implement?
Didn't learn a whole lot. I learned how to get my ass whooped, basically.
Yeah. Learned how to take a punch.
Yeah. But just the way he was moving was so different, and even the range, and how like he could damage you effectively from a place where you can't touch him. So you kind of learn, right, I have to either learn to bridge this distance or else get my ass whooped.
Yeah. When he was about to take on Richie Kiley, how did that not like make you feel, but like what went through your head there? Because obviously he's an SBG guy, and then like MVP obviously isn't.
Yeah, like it was tough. Obviously, like I've trained with Richie for a couple of years and I know him quite well. So like, ultimately, I was kind of hoping nobody got badly hurt in that fight.
You're hoping for a draw, like.
Yeah, like
go on the draw.
You know, and like I knew Richie had trouble coming into the fight as well, so I was hoping they didn't come out badly damaged. And thankfully, look, I know he got finished in the end, but he didn't come out badly damaged. And I thought that fight, like, it was a weird fight. It was a weird fight in the first place, and thankfully nobody got badly hurt. So
we saw that like you were actually getting a push, because I saw like yourself, Kiefer and Sinead Kavanagh went over to Oklahoma to fight, and I was like, right, if you're getting brought over to America, that means they mean business. Then after that win, you came back and you lost, and now you're back on the winning track again. Where do you sort of see, like, don't you were at sort of the beginning of the card? Like, where do you see yourself getting pushed up to one of the main cards now?
Yeah, look, I fought
that has to be a goal. Like.
Yeah, obviously. Like when I fought Norbert on the main card, I got a massive reception off the fan base. Yeah. I think the Irish fan base know who I am. I think they appreciate who I am. I do seem to have a connection with fans here. Like, again, I didn't get into this shit to be famous. I got into it to win high-level fights.
And wear great suits.
Boom.
And have the most recognisable facial hair in the game.
Boom. But like, from the point of view of getting up higher on cards and stuff like that, I want to fight the best guys. And I think if you really go out there and you're beating the best guys, that's going to happen regardless. It's not something I want to focus on for like, oh, I think I should be higher on this. I want my profile to be bigger.
Yeah, because that's not really your style. I don't really see, like, that's not...
No, I don't give a fuck. I didn't get into this to be famous. I got into it to beat high-level fighters and to admire myself. And, like, that's one thing I kind of wanted to express earlier. Like, this isn't about beating anybody else. It's about being somebody that you like being.
Yeah.
So, to do that and to, like, justify training all that amount, I have to put myself in challenging situations. And that means beating high-level fighters. So to do this, like, to justify my lifestyle, I have to go in and beat high-level fighters. That makes me like who I am. But the main reason I do this is to like who I am.
That's like quite deep, to be honest.
That's very deep.
Yeah, Jesus, Will. Like, normally you're just like Ross Knapberger hair gel, and I'm like, no problem. But like, for those of you who don't know,
Thank you. This is Ross. That's his work.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
That's me. I was styling Will's hair for them this morning, and we decided we'd wear like opposite socks. So the sock game is very, very strong on our behalf. Barry, what were you doing with the socks this morning?
I don't know, I feel left out here. I feel like you see this
you need some novelty socks, Barry. Come on, man.
Yeah, but come on, it will. How long do you have that visa left for America? Cause, like,
so my visa runs out May 31st, but I just got an email a couple of days ago from Bellator's legal team, basically asking me to resubmit some paperwork to get my new visa. Hopefully that's a good sign. Hopefully that means I'll be going back to America later than May. But I would like to be booked for something before then, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Will, how many fights do you reckon you're away from getting that coveted Bellator title shot?
To be honest, I wouldn't put a number on it. If I show up and I keep whooping ass, it's going to come sooner or later. So my main thing is get the next fight, smash that guy. Doesn't matter what that number is. Just keep beating the guy in front of you every time. It's going to fucking happen.
Because in fairness, some people say some of the fights are sort of biased towards the Irish lads, but like you always go in and have like a really tough opponent.
I've never been given easy fights, man, and I've never look. Part of that is I've genuinely never wanted easy fights. Like I said, I want that challenge. I like who I am when I face into that challenge. Yeah. It's daunting sometimes. Some of the guys I've had put like the Norbert fight. I really wanted Fabian for that fight. Yeah, I think Fabian's a much easier opponent than Norbert. Norbert is a guy who I trained with when he was 15 years old. He was a fucking animal then, and like. Ultimately I took the fight because I thought I'd whoop his ass. Yeah. But it was still a situation where I wasn't really happy going into it. But I was like, actually, this is a big challenge. Go put yourself in that situation.
What was wrong?
Sorry?
What was wrong?
Going into the fight.
Yeah.
I knew he was a legit young fella, and I knew, like, emotionally, I like the guy. He's a nice kid. He's very respectful. He's a very good person. There's no, like, best case scenario, I whoop a good young fella's ass and I crush his career. That was the best possible option there. Yeah, okay. So it was a weird fight to approach mentally, like.
Yeah.
And do you think that Fabian fight is, you know, it's definitely going to happen at some stage? You think it's like,
yeah,
there's no way it won't happen?
Well, he wants to come to SBG and train, which is a very weird thing. So like, he's there talking shit about me, calling me out, and then he's like, "Oh, let's be training partners, buddy." Fuck off. You're like, no, it was weird. Yeah. So like, I don't see why he wants to come train, and now he's talking shit about the fight. I feel like sooner or later it has to happen. There's been far too much shit talk, and he's got, like, hopefully he can win this next fight. I think Costas Vincennes is a pretty good fighter. I'd be surprised if Fabian won it, to be honest. But if he can win it, I can get a couple of victories under my belt. That fight has to happen sooner or later.
And he's fought numerous times at Dublin as well. That'd be brilliant for a 3 arena.
Exactly. Like, I think it'd
that's
be huge.
That's a main card fight, full stop.
Look, that's a main event or co-main event at least.
That's what I mean.
So, like, they've missed an opportunity not creating that fight sooner.
Yeah.
And
like if you got that fight and then won then you're in title contention talking. Like.
That fight does massive things for my career, and that's why I want it so badly.
Let me ask you a question about the nickname, right? Because I feel like you're a man of many nicknames now. Like, realistically, you want to be Will fucking Fleury, but they can't say that on TV.
I got Will F and Fleury last time.
Yeah.
So I thought that worked quite well, actually.
I've heard, like, you know, you're obviously the Raw Bastard as well, which you also can't say on TV. And then I was like, I feel like the PG name for the kids is like, the Lion of Tipperary. That's our Will. Which is your favourite, and which do you want to go with?
Well, they all have a backstory, like. So Will fucking Fleury is what I was called since I was about 16, and I was playing rugby, and I used to F and blind everybody around me, and they'd be like, where the fuck is Will fucking Fleury? Then the Raw Bastard thing, it was as soon as I came to SBG, John Byrne started just calling me the Raw Bastard. Where's the Raw Bastard at? Like, and
I like that one.
Because I think the Raw Bastard is probably sums me up best, to be honest.
It's like the ultimate description of Will Fleury.
And
Bastard,
the Lion of Tipperary comes from Africa. When I was doing the reality show down there, and a guy, Brendan was his name, he was a South African guy, and I was going to train in Fight Fit Militia, Richie Kwan's gym, and he was like, mate, there are fucking lions there. And I was like, yeah, don't fucking worry, I'm the Lion of Tipperary, I'm going to go in and smash these cunts. And I just liked that name, and then I was like, the Lion of fucking Tipperary, baby.
I thought of one like the Munster Mauler or something like that.
Well,
you already have 7 nicknames, so you
like I got.
You might add one in there.
Last September, I don't know if anyone noticed, but I used the Bear from Care, because I'm from Care, a small town in South Tipperary. Right. But a lot of people thought I was the Bear from Clare. And I was like, I thought he was from Tipperary. I was like, no, I am from fucking Tipperary. It's Care, Cahir.
I think there's McDonald's in Care as well. We drove by it on the way. Come here. One thing you're also very famous for is those fight boxers. Are they the same boxers every fight?
Yeah.
I don't know how it feels.
Don't worry. I put them in a little drawer and I keep them for the fights.
So you only wear them for the fights?
Yeah, I only wear them at weigh-ins.
All right. Someone buy Will Fleury a new pair of Tipperary boxers, will they?
This is harsh, lads. I'm not expecting to be called out on my boxer usage here. Like, do you know what I mean? Wearing the same pair of jocks too many times.
Every weigh-in is just like you're always like ready to go. Like the way you have the Ireland flag and the Tipperary flag, and like you're just always buzzing for it. It's great crack to see. Because then after you shake hands and then you relax again.
Bringing energy to that situation, because ultimately, like, there's a lot of emotion going into this, and I think like people who try and downplay it and try and like, I'll put my head down and nobody will notice me. It's bullshit, man. You're gonna get out there and you're gonna get exposed in front of 10,000 people. Go in and be emotional. Be what you are. Be what you've worked to be. And like, I love getting out there and getting pumped up and pumping the crowd up. Like,
in fairness, it is incredible to see you bring that energy, because even at like the weigh-ins when there's public not there, like Will Fleury's letting out his lions roar, and like.
But that's how I feel at that point. That's how I feel at that time. I'm fucking ready. It's like it's wartime. Let's go.
What did you do to celebrate your last fight?
I just got pissed. Yeah, it was great crack. We went back to the hotel bar, and myself, Charlie Ward, and Tommy Martin there, and a few other people. Just had a couple of drinks and sat around, and I met Justin, my opponent, and we sat down and had a few drinks, and it was a really nice night. And like, it's a beautiful thing fighting in your hometown when you win and you can get everyone back and have your family and your friends around you and just celebrate and have that period where you're like relaxed and the war is over. You know, you've defeated the opponent, the war, like, it's all done now and it's just time to relax and celebrate. It's a great feeling.
Do you have a go-to meal after your fight or anything that you're like, this is what I love to eat after the big win?
Like over the next week or two, Spuds obviously, but like I fucking love burritos and quesadillas. So like over the next week or two, I'm just gonna plow into a couple of good burritos. Like,
yeah, why not?
Well, I'm just looking at stuff here now. Obviously, there's a fight in the May card, and then obviously Bellator London. What event are you sort of planning on going to?
Sorry, I can't go.
What's your next event that you're planning on fighting? Like what time?
I'd love that May card. I think that works out perfectly. I think it's about 10-12 weeks to that.
Yeah, May 16th.
May 16th, so it's like 10-12 weeks away. I'm not sure exactly, but it like that would work perfectly timing wise for me anyway.
Brilliant, man.
No, that's absolutely brilliant. We love seeing you fight. We love when you have a fight announced. we love following your journey.
Yeah.
And
Thanks a million,
we
lads.
can't wait for Ireland to have another world champion.
Boom.
I think Ireland is missing a world champion at the moment, and there's a few people who are sort of chasing that road to gold at the moment. Do you think you'll be the first one to capture it, or do you think someone might get there before you?
I'm definitely going to be the first guy in the heavier weight classes to win a belt in Ireland. Like, there's not. Unfortunately, it is quite a small pool. I would prefer if it was bigger.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it's not again about me versus any other Irish person to get a belt. It's about my journey of getting there, and like my journey of going in and fucking putting myself out there again and again and again and again and doing it to the like. All you can be is the best version of yourself. Sounds like absolute bollocks, but it's the reality. If you push yourself to be the best version of you every fucking day, good shit's gonna happen. And if you're honest about that effort, yeah, where can it go? So I'm excited as fuck to get on that journey to like keep being the best version of myself.
No, that's absolutely
I think
brilliant.
that's-
Like,
I think
what a way to end, because, like, you know what? Well, you're a much deeper character, I'd say, than people realise. You have such a good outlook and philosophy on your fighting career, on your life, and you know what? You're actually just a lovely guy. Every time I see you, it's always such a warm, welcome reception.
Nice, yeah.
And I feel like you're like that with everyone. And I don't think anyone has one bad word to say about Will Fleury.
I'm sure you can find someone.
maybe those guys whose asses you kicked, but other than that, that's it. But Will, thanks a million. Rupturous round of applause for yourself.
Hey.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Cheers.
And stay energized.
Cheers, Will.
Thank you.